Now, it's been another record season for whale migration along the east coast of Australia. Each winter, thousands of whales make their way up to Queensland to warmer waters.
But we've never really known just how many until now. Wayne Reynolds has been conducting a 20-year study of whales, but he's not a scientist. He's a diesel mechanic from Sydney, and Eddie has been to meet him.
It's an unlikely match, isn't it, Nat and Koshy? It started as a hobby. Wayne would watch the whales from Cape Solander near Kurnell in Sydney South. One season passed, then another, and before he knew it, he'd been counting whales for more than 20 years. And in doing so, he completed one of the biggest and longest studies ever into the migration of the Australian humpback population.
Wayne loves whales. It's as simple as that.
So how many days did you sit here and count whales?
Overall, if it was nice, good enough, we always managed to at least get 69 days in the year. Or for about 2 months. Usually
all day?
All day, yeah. Basically from about 6:30 in the morning to about 5:30, 5:45 at night.
At the peak of the season, Wayne, how many would go past in a day?
On our real extremely busy days, we can get probably around about the 150 to 200.
This is his spot at Cape Solander. It's the literal edge of Sydney with only ocean beyond.
What is it about whales that you find so captivating, Wayne?
Well, I think it's when you think about it, we've got one of the biggest animals in the world making one of the longest migrations up the coast. And yeah, I just found whales fascinating.
Each year they put on a show for Sydney, teasing tourists outside the heads and even sometimes in the harbour. But Wayne reckons this is the best spot to watch the whales superhighway from south to north and back again.
So what are we looking for?
Okay, what we're looking for is the telltale, what we call the telltale blow of a whale. A lot of people describe it as a puff of smoke on the water. It's actually just the water vapour from the lungs when they exhale. And that'll shoot probably, 10, 15 feet in the air. There is one up there now.
Where? Oh, that was a rock. There's a boat. It's quite meditative being out here each day, I imagine.
Oh, it's great. Best time first thing in the morning. It's just as the sun's coming up, you can look up the horizon and you'll, just see all these little little light globes. Well, what I describe to people as light globes. And it's actually the blow being backlit, so you can actually see it for probably 10, 15 miles.
Wayne started solo, but gradually the pod at the Cape expanded to include, among others, marine biologist Vanessa Pirotta.
How much does the work of people like Wayne can contribute to what you do?
Oh my gosh, well Wayne has essentially collected 20 years worth of data. I mean, funding a 20-year whale project is just unheard of in many cases. So essentially Wayne has contributed something that we've not been able to get in the science world and until now.
But the unique aspect of Wayne's work is...
I'm not university educated or anything like that, it was just something I volunteered to do and yeah, just went from there, it snowballed.
1 year, then 2.
5 years turned up, it kept going and we thought there was more whales coming, so we'll stay another year, and then we said, we'll stay another year, and it went on, and then basically 20 years later, we thought, well, that was it.
When Wayne's unofficial research came to its official end, he had discovered something remarkable.
What are the findings from this work?
Wayne's research has documented the recovery of the East Coast Australian humpback whale population, which is finally a good news story and a conservation one at that, especially because Australia has a national obligation to protect these marine mammals.
An obligation, yes, for us, but a pleasure for Wayne.
I tell you what, it's days like this, we're just so lucky to live in this country, aren't we?
Oh, it's great. I mean, how many major cities in the world you can go, off just half a kilometre away, and then just see a major migration going past.
Even though his whale count is complete, he's still on call.
Can you please call Wayne's number?
Yes, we got to.
You have to see this.
And especially when people are on the deck and they hear this, they literally will think it's a whale. I always have Wayne on speed dial, so here we go, just in case we hear a whale. No orca out there.
You really are a whale, tragic way. From diesel mechanic to citizen scientist, and in terms of socially distanced activities, that's a pretty good one. I've lived in Sydney for decades, and I've never been to Cape Solander till that morning, and it was absolutely stunning. Good for bushwalking too.
Oh, that's because it's Wayne's world, Eddie. Fantastic story. That was great.